In this video, I'll show you how to set up integration from Demio to your ActiveCampaign account. And then I'll show you how to set up automation rules and automation inside ActiveCampaign as well. Hi, I'm Anil Agrawal from marketingautomationfocus.com, and let's get right into it. So I'm in my Demio account under integrations tab. So once you log in, go into your settings and then integrations tab. You can see I already have a drip connected to it. Now let's connect ActiveCampaign. So when you click on ActiveCampaign here, it's asking for API URL and API key. So let's go over to ActiveCampaign account that I have, and I'll put my API URL and API key. So here I am in my ActiveCampaign account. I clicked on settings at the bottom left corner here, and then clicked on developer. And then you have API access section here, and the URL is listed here. I'm going to copy the URL, and then I'm going to copy the key as well. Let's go over back to Demio. So here I have pasted both API URL and API key, and I'm going to click on connect. And as you can see from the top right corner, there was a brief message there that is connected now. So ActiveCampaign is connected. Now let's quickly create a new event. Let's just set this to just something. You can set the date, time, the time zone, and webinar title. Let's just say test. I'm not sure if I have. Let's just call it, oh well, maybe test video webinar. And then continue. You can set up the description over here. It tells you what date, time you picked. Webinar preferences here, I'm going to leave those alone. Invite webinar coordinators if you have that option that you could select, but right now let's focus on our integration setup. So under advanced on the top right here, you click on registration. We're going to set up registration, and you can set up the registration page. You can use Demio as their registration page. I have in the other video, I've shown how I set up a registration page using lead pages when I did the video for drip integration. So you can either follow that and then follow the same procedure to do that for your own registration page as you wish. Now you can see here form. So what kind of information that you want to get from all the registrants, and it says here add integration, right? So click on that, and it automatically right now the last integration that we just set up, it selects that. I could choose drip as well. I mean, not as well, but instead. But right now this one is for ActiveCampaign, and then it's asking for choose a tag. Okay, so ActiveCampaign, apparently this integration works off of tag. So you would need to create these tags in your ActiveCampaign account first. Now let me just pick any of these, like just one, purchase product A. Okay, so it shows you that this is the tag for this webinar. So you would go in your ActiveCampaign account first, create a tag, and then use that tag here for this webinar. Okay. Now you could also add additional text fields here and then map that. Okay, so first name and email are required, so I'm not going to go into too much detail onto adding new text fields, but you have choice here. Then you have the optional thank you page here, and then you also have one-click email link. So this is really nice. You can use this link in your emails from ActiveCampaign so that when you send this broadcast or campaign or any way you want to send to your subscribers or your contact list to invite them to register for this webinar. So if you use this one-click email link, all they have to do is actually just click once. It's just one click and they get registered. Awesome feature. Okay. And for all other registrants, you could advertise or post in other social media, share this, and then people land on your registration landing page, and that's how they would register. So this one-click email link only works for known identified contacts. Okay, that works from within your ActiveCampaign account. So let's just save this over here for now. Okay, kind of nice registration saved. So this is where you set up your registration. Kind of obvious, right? So advanced, go advanced, and then click on automations. Okay, so this is very similar to what I had done the other day for drip integration and automation rules. But let's just see, I have not seen this before, so it may surprise me, but let's just see if I want to add new rule. Let's just see what kind of automation rules that you can set up. So here we go. So now on the left side, you see all the triggers that are available. Okay, if somebody registers, then you have all these actions on the right side. Add a tag, add to contact list, remove from contact list, remove tag, all kinds of actions that you could take from within ActiveCampaign. So let's say, for example, let's just quickly one example. If somebody registers, and assuming this registration is not one-click registration, so this applies to non-subscribers or that are not in your contact list, right? So if somebody lands on the registration page, they register, so you can add an action of adding that person to your contact list. And then you can come back and you can add a tag to do certain things and automation inside of ActiveCampaign. And then there are other triggers, somebody registered but does not attend, joins a webinar, joins late, leaves early, and I can show you in a bit how all of these triggers you can use in an automation inside ActiveCampaign. So that I'll show you in a bit. So let's say if somebody registers, add to contact list, okay? Then I just have main contact list. So you would have to make sure that whatever list that you want them to be added to, you create that list inside of ActiveCampaign first before you set up these automation rules here, because Demio needs to know what you got in your ActiveCampaign account, okay? So I'm just gonna choose this one right now, and let's say plus. Oops, sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah, it actually, so it's totally new to me, so that's good. So when you do plus, that means, let's say I want to apply a tag, okay? I want to apply a tag, but right now I can't choose. I guess it doesn't allow you to create tags on the fly. It would be nice. I don't see any way. Yeah, if I click it can't really create tags so that then it could sync both ways. I guess it's only from whatever you got in your ActiveCampaign account. So let's say that every time somebody registers, we add them to the list, and then we add a tag, okay? And then let's save that rule. Okay, I'm going to just show you one more. So let's say somebody joins late, or no, actually, the interesting one is leaves early. Okay, so if somebody joins or leaves early, so somebody, assuming that somebody attends and then they leave, let's say, uh, 10 to 20 minutes early, okay, then add a tag. Okay, again, I'm just gonna take this one and save rules. So what this means is that somebody joined the webinar and Demio tracks it, and then it tracks if somebody leaves 10 to 20 minutes early before you finish. So if you were doing a webinar and you were going to do a sales pitch towards the end, or you got some bonus for people towards the end that you're going to tell them how to get it, then you know that people who left early, they did not see your sales pitch, they did not see your bonus link or whatever you got towards the end, they missed out on that information. Okay, so that's something that you could use this rule, meaning you could use this trigger and have that action of applying a tag. So applying a tag like leaves early, okay, or leaves early 10 to 20 minutes. Okay, I think with drip integration, I was able to actually choose the trigger name right here inside of Demio. So it's slightly different, but so you save the rules. So you got to create all your tags, plan it ahead, and then create those things, ads and custom fields or whatever, and the list inside of ActiveCampaign. Come back here and create your rules. So save a rule. Okay, so you can continue on doing this, and then next I'll show you how to create an automation to do a certain things using these automation rules inside ActiveCampaign. I've actually changed a few things since I went inside ActiveCampaign and set up an automation for a webinar. Since then, I changed up a few things about mainly on the tagging side. So I came back here in Demio and set these things up, like does not attend, and the tag, as you can see, is webinar name no show, as just a template there. In terms of the tag name, you would obviously change your tag according to your webinar name, etc., whichever way you want the tag to be. And leaves early, 10 to 20 minutes early, and tag is left webinar early, 10 to 20 minutes. And registers, then if anybody registers, then it's webinar name registered. So you obviously would need to change that tag again. So now let's go into ActiveCampaign, and let me show you what I've done in creating automation. So here I am in my ActiveCampaign account, and I'm in automation, and I've created this webinar template: registration, purchase, follow-up. And this automation will get triggered during registration via Demio, as you've seen in the Demio portion of the video, that during registration setup, you pick the automation that you want to trigger. So that's why there is no trigger here. And then you just want to make sure that the tag is added, and then sending a webinar registration email. You wait for a day, then you check with this if-else condition over here, kind of a decision step. And if they're more than equal or more than 3 days to the webinar, then you're in the yes path and you send some email. And if no, then it just simply goes to the goal step. The goal step is 2 sets of conditions here. If tag exists for webinar name attendee tag, or a tag that is for a no-show. Okay, so that's the goal. If those 2 tags exist, then they will move on to this goal. And then we do another decision, or if else. So if they're attendee, meaning if the attendee tag is does exist. So tag exists, webinar name attendee. Then you go to yes path, and then you make another decision of whether they left early, 10 to 20 minutes. So if they have that tag, which will come from Demio, right? And then if it's yes, then you send them an email, left webinar early, 10:20. I just named it. So you might want to say, hey, understand things come up or whatever you want to say in that email, and then offer them a replay or whatever you want to do with that, with those people who left early. And who didn't, then it's just simply going back to this goal here. So for all the attendees who left early or not, if they made a purchase, if they make a purchase, if you're assuming that you're selling something on your webinar, maybe towards the end of the webinar, and then so those people will, so you will have to make sure that there is some kind of trigger and a tag applied to meet this goal. So you can set up this goal accordingly, and if they meet this goal, then they will move forward. And then let's say if you want to have a webinar bonus email, then you send them an email, and then you end the automation. Now this on the top back up here, if they didn't attend, so they registered but they did not attend, so you can send them an email here, and offer your whatever you're selling or whatever, and if they do purchase, then they would meet this goal. So that's why I have this go to another action step here. So that's one way to create your automation for your webinar registrants and for registration process, and then if they were to purchase, and then you want to follow up with your bonuses or whatever. Okay, so that's about it. Hope it helps.